World War II, the global conflict that shaped our world. A global conflict that lasted from 1939 to 1945, and resulted in the deaths of an estimated 70 million people. It was a war that changed the course of history, shaping the world we know today. The Second World War was a global conflict that lasted from 1939 to 1945. It involved the majority of the world's nations, including all of the great powers, organized into two opposing military alliances, the Allies and the Axis. The war had a profound impact on the world, causing an estimated 50 million to 85 million fatalities, making it the deadliest conflict in human history. It also resulted in significant changes to the political and social landscape, including the formation of the United Nations, the establishment of Israel, and the beginning of the Cold War. Additionally, the war had a major impact on global economies, leading to the reconstruction and development of Europe and Japan, and the emergence of the United States and Soviet Union as superpowers. The video shows images of Adolf Hitler and the rise of fascism in Germany, as well as the aggressive expansionist policies of Japan and Italy. The voiceover explains the political and economic factors that led to the outbreak of the war. First, the rise of Nazi Germany. After World War I, Germany was in a state of political and economic turmoil. The country had been defeated in the war and was forced to accept the terms of the Treaty of Versailles, which imposed heavy reparations on Germany and reduced its military capabilities. This led to widespread resentment among the German people, and many felt that the treaty was unjust. Politically, Germany was in a state of turmoil with several parties vying for power. The Weimar Republic, which had been established after the war, was plagued by political instability and was unable to effectively govern the country. This led to the rise of extremist groups such as the Communist Party and the Nazi Party, which both gained significant support among the German people. Economically, Germany was in a state of depression. The country's economy had been heavily damaged during the war, and the reparations imposed by the Treaty of Versailles added to the economic burden. Unemployment was high, and inflation was out of control. This led to widespread poverty and a general sense of hopelessness among the German people. All these factors contributed to a situation that was ripe for extremist movements to take advantage of, and it ultimately led to the rise of the Nazi Party and the dictatorship of Adolf Hitler. How the Nazi Party came to power under Hitler. The Nazi Party, under the leadership of Adolf Hitler, came to power in Germany through a combination of factors, including political maneuvering, manipulation of the media and public opinion, and a series of historical events that created a favorable environment for the party's rise. In the 1920s, the Nazi Party was a relatively small, fringe group with little political influence. However, the party was able to gain support by capitalizing on widespread disillusionment and economic hardship in Germany following World War I and the Treaty of Versailles. The party's nationalist, anti-Semitic, and anti-communist message resonated with many Germans who felt humiliated by the war and the treaty, and who were struggling economically. Hitler himself was a charismatic leader who used powerful public speeches and the use of propaganda to gain support for the party. The party also used violence and intimidation to silence opposition and gain control of key institutions such as the media and the police. In 1930, the Nazi Party won 107 seats in the Reichstag, making it the second largest party in Germany. Over the next few years, Hitler and his party were able to gain control of key government institutions, including the presidency and the Reichstag, through a combination of legal and illegal means. In 1933, Hitler was appointed Chancellor of Germany and quickly consolidated power by passing the Enabling Act, which gave him dictatorial powers and effectively dissolved the Reichstag. Hitler then used his new powers to suppress political opposition and establish a totalitarian state. The Nazis then used their control over the government and media to manipulate public opinion, and persecute and eliminate political rivals and minority groups, including Jews, homosexuals, and political opponents, consolidating their power and establishing one-party state. Overall, the Nazi Party's rise to power was the result of a combination of factors, including a favorable historical context, the party's use of propaganda and violence, and Hitler's personal charisma and leadership skills. Hitler's aggressive foreign policies, including the reoccupation of the Rhineland and the annexation of Austria. Adolf Hitler's aggressive foreign policies were a significant factor in the outbreak of World War II. These policies included the reoccupation of the Rhineland, and the annexation of Austria. In 1936, Hitler ordered the reoccupation of the Rhineland, a region in western Germany that had been demilitarized under the Treaty of Versailles. This was a bold move that violated the treaty and challenged the French and British, who had guaranteed the demilitarization of the region. However, the French and British chose not to intervene, and Hitler's move was met with little resistance. This emboldened Hitler and set the stage for further territorial expansion. In 1938, Hitler annexed Austria into the Third Reich in what was known as the Anschluss. This was a move that was popular among many Austrians, who felt that they had been treated unfairly by the Treaty of Versailles, and the move was met with little resistance. However, the annexation of Austria was a clear violation of the Treaty of Versailles and the Treaty of Saint-Germain, which had recognized Austria as an independent country. These aggressive foreign policies were part of Hitler's plan to create a Greater Germany, which would include all German-speaking people and territories, and were a direct challenge to the existing international order. These moves were also a clear indication of Hitler's expansionist and aggressive intentions, and contributed to the growing sense of unease and fear among the other European powers. These aggressive foreign policies of Hitler ultimately led to the start of World War II, as other countries formed alliances and prepared for war to stop the aggression and expansion of Germany. In next video we will talk about the invasion of Poland and the start of the war, so please check part 2 of this video. Keep watching.